On the back, you can see here what he looks like when he's finished. Not that big. It is a concentric vent system. Our intake air is coming in here. Our exhaust is coming out of the center. So we'll push that back around. So now we're ready to get the product into place. We're going to come back up with our, start getting our gas line ready. And of course on this product, small enough BTU, you can use your average flex line. You can get this anywhere, of course. You're just doing such a great job. I'll ask you to come up one more time. So we're going to get this ready to go. And we're going to...
It's not a code violation touching that gas line, is it?
Touching the gas line? It's a good question. He asked about it, whether or not this is a code violation touching the gas line.
We're working on your house, so we're all set.
That's just my house, right. Actually, I'll give you this one to start. This shutoff valve that you see down here, you get that with the product. I've already got it installed here, but you can see here there is a shutoff valve that comes with the product. Follow your code on your gas line. I want to talk quickly about the gas line because I've had a lot of people say that the code inspector will make them have the shutoff valve on the outside of the product so you can get to it, which of course takes away from the look. If you have to have a big shutoff valve out here on the side, make sure you're going to follow what your code inspector wants. The way we're going to install this right now is going to be right here inside the side of this backspacer. The backspacers have this cutout here primarily for any baseboard or floor molding that you would have. If you plan and you kind of watch what you're doing, you can actually bring your shutoff valve. If you're coming up through the floor particularly, you can have it right here, and it's still behind the product, but you can put your hand in there to shut it off, and that's the way I've located it here. So you can go with this guy. Wait a minute. No, go ahead and yeah, flip it around. Yeah, there you go. And I've got this nipple here that we'll put here, and that will line up with the other side of our valve. So
what's the temperature of the flue gas?
The temperature of the flue gas, I don't know the specific temperature. It's going to be, of course, it's going to be well over 100 degrees. I mean, it's going to be warm. You do want to make sure that you don't have it in an area if you feel like it's going to be a concern as far as what's going to be around where that exhaust is going to be. Yes, sir. It does not have to be 18 inches off the floor for garage installation. By my interpretation of the reason that 18-inch code is there for flammable vapors, and that is for a combustion product that is using room air for combustion. Since this is not using room air, it would not fall into that category because this is a direct vent product. That being said, you may have local codes that say something else, but as far as the basic code that says a water heater or something like that has to be 18 inches off the floor, this should not fall into that category. Okay. Okay. So yeah, again, the code is, a lot of that falls into how the code inspector defines that. If you are installing a product, one of our products, and you have an issue about code, again, call our tech support guys because they deal with those kind of questions, and then we actually have an engineer on staff that's all he deals with is code. He's a certification and compliance specialist. He's an engineer that deals with a lot of that stuff, and he can sometimes help define and maybe help steer a code inspector if needed. If the code inspector, A, needs help, and B, is willing. So that's the willing part is the big one. So, all right, so we're going to get this guy into place. This is going to be a little bit tricky because we have our simulated floor here. We get our wood in place. We're going to go ahead and lift him up. If you want to grab that side. And we're going to kind of kick him out here to the side so we can bring our gas line in. And I'll let you go ahead and start that up. Yep, we are good. And now we're going to slide this guy into place. And again, I'm going to bring him around just where he is, just out of the reach of that. And everything else around here. I'm going to make sure that my product is well on the feet. And I also want to make sure that this product is lined up to my back bracket, because that bracket needs to be in the center of the product. All right. And so we've got our gas line in place. We would want to bring our power line across here. Go ahead and pull that rubber band off. Bring them all the way across the bottom. And out here, and again, I position this on the outside on purpose. And I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to show the slide on what I'm about to do. You can see what I'm doing here, and I'll show everyone else on the slide here in just a second. I'm going to bring this over. Whoa.
We're off the board.
Yeah, we're off the board. That's okay. So get that like that. That back up. Forward. Okay. And get our cable down here. Push him into place. All right. Now, we've got him into place. I lose my audio. We would, of course, want to make sure that we're level as well. You can see there are leveling feet on the product. I'm cutting in and out a little bit. Leveling feet on the product. We're going to slide them into place, make sure. Of course, before I slide them into place, I would want to leak test that gas line and all of the things that you would do when installing a gas product. Now, this tube that's in the back of the product will telescope. So all you want to do is line it up and bring it in to the product as you need to. I'm going to come around here to the front. Slide him over. And then bring him in. Once I slide him into place, again, I want to make sure I'm on my wood. And my final piece, almost final piece, is this guy. This is a clip that is going to clip our exhaust pipe to our termination. And I'll bring in a picture where you can see this. You can see it here. I just slid this piece up into the termination, and I'm going to put this clip on here. And clip it. I'm going to go ahead and put this together, but when we're totally through, I'm going to take the top spacer off so any of you can come by and look inside here and see exactly what we've done inside the product. Final thing we're going to do is we're going to take this insulation sleeve that you see here and bring it all the way up, and there is a clip for that as well that fell a moment ago, and we'll have to find that. Now, that's our last tie wrap that we're about to use as well. I'll have to find that piece that went away, got away from me. This clip that you see here will go on the top of this insulation sleeve. We'll bring in our intake, which we just did that a moment ago. We'll take this tie wrap and just tie wrap it around the intake and the bottom. In the interest of time, I'm not going to do that right now, but you can see how it's done. And then the final thing we need to do, and this will be the final thing I ask you to help me with, is to take this piece here, and we're going to mount that to our final backspacer. There's my clip that I was looking for. You're going to mount that just like this to here, and then when this slips into place, this piece will actually lock into the bracket that we used a moment ago. So, yeah, I'll hold it and I'll let you get it started. And you can use these two smaller screws that you see there. Hang on. Yep. That's a great question. There are different. We sell every product, water heaters, whatever we offer, is available in propane or natural gas. So when you go to your distributor, make sure that you ask for propane if that's the product that you want.
The standard is natural gas?
No, the standard is either. I'm going to say the standard is LP today. So, good answer. Seriously speaking, we sell really equal quantities of both. It really depends on where you are. There are a lot, and Tom's probably going to get up here in a moment and talk about this. There's a lot of areas that's just exclusively propane. So we do offer field conversion either way. So from natural propane or vice versa. We do offer that. There are kits available. You just call in and order the kit. So once we have this, and we did not tighten this on purpose, and I don't want to tighten it yet, we're going to slip this down here behind that bracket and make sure that it grabs back behind there. And then we're going to push this guy back into place and bring him all the way back here. And then we have our final screws, which
leave that loose for you.
okay. And then we're going to get this one started as well. It's easier actually if you'll remove the filter when you put this on. And I'm just going to get that started just a little bit because I'm about to remove it. But once you get this in here and get it mounted into place, it's not moving. It's there and it's into place. Final step, of course, is to put your filter back in. Tighten all of these screws down nice and firm. You can remove this front panel or where your louvers are, and these louvers will actually bend. Let's say the product is more over in a corner and you really want the air to move more toward the center of the room. You can do that by just angling these louvers as well. And then when you're done, educate the consumer on how to use the product. The filter especially, make sure they're aware of it. And that's it.